Hey guys, good afternoon. Joe here, the Joe Madden Sports Podcast, joined this afternoon by Anthony from Pound It Sports. Anthony, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, absolute pleasure to have you here today. We're going to talk some NBA, some MLB. Let's jump first into the MLB. There's great games going on right now. I was actually going to just check the score between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles are completely dominating over the Blue Jays. I am so glad I stayed off this game today. 7-0 right now at the bottom of the fourth. Are you seeing this?
Yeah, I mean, I as soon as I looked at it, it was just just shady to me. I mean, Gossman has gotten shelled his last two starts, and Tyler Wells, whatever the hell his name is, he's been pitching pretty well of late. So
Yeah.
it didn't surprise me that he's pitching well, but this Blue Jays offense just has to get going. There's just no consistency out of them, and they're hard to back in the betting game.
Yeah, it killed me yesterday. They didn't get that run line cover, only able to win by that one in a game really where they should have dominated completely from start to finish. So I'm glad I stayed off this today.
Yeah, me
Now,
too. Me too.
now let's look at one game I know that you're going to be betting later. We have the Texas Rangers taking on Detroit. This is going to be a really interesting matchup here. We have Texas on the road, the favorite, -160 I'm seeing on the money line right now, +140 for Detroit. Total fallen from 9 to 8.5. What are you liking in this one?
Well, let's start off with how bad the Tigers' offense has been of late. I mean, the White Sox just dominated them, and the White Sox pitching staff has nothing to brag about, especially their bullpen. And Detroit's just been just nowhere to be found. So now we got the Texas Rangers coming into town with Martin Perez, who's arguably one of the best pitchers in the league right now. He had his worst start of the season last time out versus the White Sox, in fact. But outside of that, I mean, he's been arguably the best pitcher in the majors. Just no one talks about it because he's on the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
But Detroit is, I mean, I'm all over the under in this game because you got two solid pitchers with one team that can't hit, I mean, beach ball into the ocean right now. So it's like you got Detroit, who's the under is 37-21-1 in the last 59 games. They've lost 8 of their last 11 games. Boo Brisky, he's 1-1 with a 3.24 in his last 3 starts. The under in his all 9 starts, he's 6-2-1 in the under, as well as the Rangers, Martin Perez, and 10. I think he's got 11 starts, and 10 of them,
Yeah.
the last 10, 7-3 on the under. As well, just like I said, he's one of the best pitchers in the majors right now. Before his last start, I think it was a 1.86 ERA. So you bring someone into town to Comerica Park versus an offense that can't hit a beach ball. I mean, you gotta love the under here. You have to.
Yeah, I think that's a
Brisky,
great way to look at it.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Boo Brisky, he can stop the Rangers offense. So there's no doubt that Martin Perez can stop the Tigers offense.
Yeah, and when we look at these two teams matched up in Detroit, strong trends to that under as well, going 7-1-2 in those last 10. So I like the play here. I think it's a great way to look at this game. Any lean on the side?
You got to go with the Rangers. I mean, you might as well just take the run line. -160 is just you cannot take a -160. Take the run line and the under and 2 separate straight wagers and let's go 2-0.
Absolutely. Anything else you're liking in baseball? Or are you good if we move on over to the MLB or NBA?
Baseball,
I'm not even
yeah,
knowing what I'm saying here. NBA.
it's been a long day for you, so it's okay. But baseball,
It's been one of those days. I'm trying to combine sports here, but let's move on to the NBA. We got the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Game 6 here. Can the Warriors close this out tonight is the biggest question. We got a total of 210.5. A little bit of disrespect here, do you think, for the Golden State Warriors being 3.5, 4-point dogs in this one? What's your thoughts, Anthony?
I think it's a fair number for the Celtics. They're at home. The home crowd's going to be nuts in Boston. I mean, it's this do or die for Boston. So I mean, I have my futures ticket on Boston since beginning of the Heat series, so I got a good number on that. So I got the Celtics. I'm rooting for the Celtics, but more importantly, where you're going to find value, and probably in my opinion, the most safest and top value play is the Celtics -2.5 in the first half, because they have covered both of the first half numbers at both home games in games 3 and 4, and they have covered 3 of the 5 games total in the series. Warriors, we all know they're not the most fastest right out of the gate team. They really kick it into gear, whatever they do at halftime. Third quarter, they are by far the best third quarter team in the whole NBA. So, first half, I think it's going to be a pretty solid show by the Celtics, and then we'll see what the Warriors got in the second half.
Yeah, I like your way of looking at that. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in the locker room in that halftime there, because whatever is said to the Golden State Warriors sure lights a fire under them. They make so many fantastic adjustments. It's going to be interesting for myself. I'm completely riding Golden State to get it done tonight, even though I don't want this to be over, Anthony. Total has gone from 210.5 down to 210. Are you worried about an underplay here, or do you think we're solid to take the under?
I'm not even looking at the total. I really not too big on even on the series in general. I'm more focused on the NHL Stanley Cup. That's just my bread and butter right now. I can really care less about the NBA Finals. But when I see a play, I'm gonna be all over. Like the Celtics game 3, to me that was the easiest play of the whole series. That was our big play of the whole NBA playoffs.
Okay, so let's turn to the NHL. I know we hadn't planned on talking about it, but I need to talk to you about it here. We saw the Colorado Avalanche pull it off in overtime in a game they completely dominated in that first period. We saw Tampa control the second period. Both these teams play phenomenal in that third. Now we had a total of 6. Of course, it went over. I'm leaning for the second game to be an under-style game, 3-2 game here. What are you early looking ahead at for the second game?
Second game, I'm all over the Lightning. I was already going into this series. Game 1, I was on over 1.5 first period, over 6 for the game, and I was on the Lightning real small money line. We saw the Lightning barely lost. I think the Lightning take care of business in game 2. I just don't see the Lightning falling down 2-0 going into Tampa. I think it's going to be 1-1 going into game 3, and 2-2 going into game 5. Not sure who wins game 3 and game 4, but I'm just going to take the opposite right now, because I really, really think this is going to be a back and forth battle. And I don't think the Avalanche have faced anyone as good as the Lightning as they are playing right now. Because by far, the Lightning has had a fought, physical, claw into the playoffs, into the finals, as the Avalanche had a pretty easy road for the most part.
Absolutely.
So I think the Avalanche really got a wake-up call into yesterday's. It was just that late penalty with less than 2 minutes left in the game, and that really just put the nail in the coffin for the Lightning.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And I agree with you. I think really this is going to be a deep series. I can see both of these teams winning one on the road in these 4 games. So I do like Tampa to bounce back in the next one. And then probably game 3 and then Colorado game 4, I think, is what I'm looking at right now if I have to give a prediction. But I originally thought Colorado would win this in 6. After last night, I'm going to 7. I really do think there's so much value in taking it to 7 games. I think there's going to be a complete war and battle on the ice. Both such different style of games when they really do come out. So it's going to be interesting, Anthony.
Yeah, no, by far. The Lightning, they played the Maple Leafs, phenomenal team. The Panthers, phenomenal team. And the Rangers, who were playing by far their best hockey of the entire season, phenomenal team. And then that was a hard road. As in the Avalanche, they had the Predators, give me a break. The Blues, give me a break. And the Oilers, who honestly didn't have the defense to match up against the Avalanche. So this is going to be a phenomenal matchup, because it's 2 heavyweights going at it. One team really physical, and one team is just so efficient. So I'm loving this Stanley Cup already.
Anthony, I have to ask you, if Binghamton would have stayed in for the Blues, do you think we would be seeing a different Stanley Cup Finals here?
No.
No? You still think the Avs would have won that series?
they have just been way too good and way too consistent all year. I mean, I've never seen a hockey team that I've been watching hockey that good in one entire season. So, no, it was Avalanche. If they didn't make the Stanley Cup, it would have been a huge, huge disappointment.
Absolutely. Okay, Anthony, thank you so much for joining me here on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. Can you let everyone know where they can find you and where they can get your picks from?
Yeah, poundedsports.com. You follow me on Twitter at poundedsportvip. But also, I mean, everything at poundedsports.com. You can go on YouTube. I usually do my preview videos of games on YouTube. And if you're into card collecting, I also put that on there as well. So a little mixture of everything.
That's awesome. It looks like maybe your son's in here or someone that's just calling you dad is in the chat. So big shout out to them. Anthony, thank you again for joining me here. I hope you have a wonderful day and all the best in all of your bets.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.